Alright, welcome back to another video, guys. It's more of a simple video, but today's, we're gonna be playing Purple Black Luffy. It's a pretty simple deck. 4 life leader, black, purple, 4 emperors and straw hat pirates, so I bet there's some 4 emperors cards that you could technically throw in here. I'm just playing like the most meta dependent deck. But leader ability, there's 2 leader abilities technically. If there's a Dawn under your leader, all your characters on your board have +1 cost, what's very important in this meta because your 5 drops kind of die fast. So when your 5 drops or 6 drops at the end of the day, when they try and KO them, it matters a lot. But the main point of this deck is that you can play cards that say like return a certain amount of Dawn back to deck. You can return 2, and then you bring out 1 rested and 1 standing Dawn. So I'll kind of show you guys how this all works. But this is more of the budget build. There's another build that you can change out. It adds about $100, I think, maybe 150. And honestly, I almost like Basil more because his is my Mr. Point 2 difference. So I'll bring up Mr. Point 2 to kind of show you guys the actual difference. So Mr. Point 2, on play add up to 1 Dawn from your Dawn deck is active, just like my Basil Hawkins. When attacking, choose up to one of your opponent's characters and it copies the same power. That's the big difference. They both have 1k counter, but Bon Clay doesn't have a trigger, and Basil does. So it's kind of a trade. So like if you think you're going to have a life, you can pick Basil, or if you think I just want the most aggressive deck, it'd be Bon Clay. But Bon Clay kind of dies so fast that doesn't really change a lot in the matchup. That's why I'm like, most of the time it wouldn't matter. But yeah, they're both 4 cost, 4 counter. One has a trigger, one doesn't. One can copy like a 10k and swing 10k, but it's really not going to happen that much. But it could happen, especially in some of the matchups like green and stuff. But green even has a resting type thing, and then you just swing 5 until 1k, and it's just going to die. But yeah, I saved about $100 not having those in here. And then we have Luffy, 10 drop. There's 3 of them in here. I return 10 to my deck, and then I restand 1 immediately, and then 1 tapped because of leader ability. And then I can even activate his Dawn ability the turn of putting back the Dawn to swing, so I really get to swing 6 at my opponent pretty easily. And then after that we have Sanji. If I have 2 or fewer Dawn than my opponent, I get to play out him for 3 instead of 6, and he's a 6k blocker. Black Maria, I put 5 rested Dawn onto my field, and at the end of the turn I even out with my opponent, and I take away Dawn until I even out with my opponent. And then I have Sanji. I could take 1 or more rested Dawn, and then he gains rush and then gets to rest a 6 cost or lower. He's a 7/7. And then we have Treff. He's really here for a Straw Hat, but he can also search Heart Pirates, what could be useful if you want to play Heart Pirate cards in this. And I'll show you guys one of my Heart Pirate cards. Frankie, we play 4 of him. He's pretty solid. He's a 1k counter of 4/5. Dawn -2. Discard 1, draw 2 cards. That's the big thing. It's almost like a queen, but better. Then we have Zoro. He's our Dawn ramper in this deck. You may return 1 or more Dawn from your Dawn deck. Set up to 1 Dawn from your Dawn deck into play as active. And then we have 1 9-drop Luffy. Well, he can come into play a decent amount of the time if you find it. And you do filter a lot, and I'll show you guys like 2 of the big filters. I'll kind of talk, or 3 filters at the end of the day. And then we have Kaido, 9-drop, pretty simple, Dawn -5, KO up to 100 opponent's characters with 6 cost or less, and then you get to attack with it the turn they play it. And then one of your big filters was Trafalgar Law. He can be searched off a Traff, obviously. And then, yeah, you Dawn -1. And then you trash 2 of your opponent's cards from their hand if they have 7 or more. What really happens a lot of the time when you have 4 Dawn. It happens a lot more than you'd expect. And then Uso. If you have 8 or more, you get to rest one of your opponent's characters with 5 or less. Really, it's in here for the 2k counter, but if you need to rest a 5 drop, you can. And then Sabo, he's your big filter. All he's really going to do is you're going to play him out, and then none of your characters can be KO'd by card effects until the start of your next turn. Draw 2, trash 2. And the nice thing is that you draw, then trash, instead of trashing, then drawing, like Frankie. Sanji, if you have a character on field that's 6 cost or higher, you get to KO 5 or less when he's played. But the big thing is that he's a 5. If you have a Dawn on your leader, then when he's played out, he counts as himself as a 6 cost because your leader ability. And you get to KO a 5 drop with just him out. And then we have Top Knot, Dawn -2, return up to one of your opponent's characters with 4 or less from bottom of deck. The reason that you play this guy is because trigger, and also you can stop things like Porcelino Blocker that literally can't die by effects, and there's like a couple other cards that can't be KO'd but can be bottom decked. And then we play Gum Gum Lightning is kind of the other thing instead of Top Knot, because they both do the same thing, except one's a 4 cost, and then this one's a 6,000 power last character. The big thing that I've noticed that it can't really play against is one deck. It is one of the original decks. It's Kozuki, or not, actually he's a little newer. Kozuki Odin. He just can't, he just has a lot of 7Ks, and you don't really reduce costs. And his 7Ks are like 5 costs or 6 costs. It's like you're playing a 6/7, and I just can't hit it with Sanji, and I can't hit it with Gum Gum Lightning, just barely. So you kind of have to just like over swing on him. It feels weird, but he doesn't do that much. And then we play the best card in the deck, best card in the game right now, in a lot of people's opinions. Especially because my locals are pretty competitive. Everybody in the locals thinks this is like the best card. We all go to big regionals and Nats and stuff. So you pay 1, Dawn -2. If your leader has Straw Hat type, give up to one of your opponent's leaders or characters, plus 4,000 power, then draw 2 cards. It's just better than a lot of cards right now. The big thing is it only can be played in Straw Hat decks, but that's why not next set, but the set after that, we have the best deck that we've ever had. Monkey D. Luffy, he will be playing it as a 4 of. We have this deck playing as a 4 of because it needs it. And then you have the green-purple Luffy, and he's going to play it as a 4 of. It's just going to happen. It doesn't really matter what everybody thinks about it. But yeah, so we're just going to get into a game of this. I know I've been talking for like 7 minutes, but it's really fun. It reminds me of Black Blue Rebecca and how fun that was. I'm just gonna pick my first hand. Like, I'm not gonna mulligan or anything. It's just to kind of show some of the cool stuff about this deck. So you have Traff as your 2, but really if they somehow get a decently big body that you know is gonna be a problem at like 1 or 3 Dawn, you could just kind of KO it really fast, because this isn't actually gonna put you 2 Dawn behind because of your leader ability. And this deck has a lot of stuff going on, but it's pretty one-dimensional at the end of the day. And I'll kind of be able to show you guys that. All we need to do here is I pay 4, I play this out, a Dawn -2, it sounds terrible, but I'll show you guys why it's not. I don't need this. Then I draw, and then I have a Dawn back out because of my leader ability, and then I'm still at the same amount of Dawn as my opponent. And then this is Gum Gum Giant's basically only from when you're at 10, and then you go back to, and the next turn you'd be at the same amount next turn. But the nice thing is she puts down my cost of things and also rests a 4 or less. Now she can't rest this unless she puts it down a cost, what can happen, but either way it's going to force her to have to do a little bit more work to rest it. Your worst matchup is going to be something like Blackbeard, and there's ways to get around it, because they're going to be really low on cards, like 2-3 cards when you like actually get to like, oh no, I may lose. They'll be at 2 to 3 cards in hand, and you can have, so she had to play that out to use her leader ability to rest it, to swing at it, and she's just going to swing at it, what's fine, because I got Filter. I got an extra card in hand than her, and she had to play out stuff for it. But now I have 6, so I can put 1 Dawn, under leader, and that makes all my cost higher, and then I'm just going to pay 5 and KO that. And then I'm going to go 6 into her 3. Because she can activate main and put something down 2k was just too much. Oh yeah, she can't be KO'd against a leader in battle. I always forget about that. Okay, that's fine. I always forget about that though. So she actually just gets to rest the Sanji, but if she wants to swing into that, I'm not opposed to it. There's Zoro for ramp in here. There's a couple things for ramp in here, just like Black Maria, but I could basically pop anytime and hit 10. I'll actually show that in a second. That's fine. Take. It's my turn. 6, 7, 8. I could build a little bit of a board. I'm just gonna hit 10 no matter what next turn. I don't really need to worry about much here. I will return 2 back to my deck so I can use my leader ability. And then I can get to rest something, and then I get the Dawn back, and then now we can swing. And if I really wanted, I could just KO this character with this, but then I'd be back behind 2 Dawn, and I just don't want that. So I'm just going to go 7 to 3. And this one cannot be KO'd by leaders, can be KO'd by characters. That one's really strong. Actually, I haven't had to play against that much. And then yeah, she's just getting cards out of your hand, but it's really nice in this type of game. People in the sim aren't as good as people in like my locals or anything, because the people online are brain dead a lot of the time. But you'll catch people there pretty good. I can take because I really haven't take. There we go. There's a ramp, but I'm like so late into game it doesn't even really matter. It's a really good draw, and then I get to swing. Honestly, I can do that because I return 2. I get my Dawn back, then I get to swing 7. I could even swing 6 and then swing 10 and still be pretty good here. So I could still use this for filter to try and find my 10 drop Luffy. You could just play another Shanks realistically. It would suck, but wouldn't be. You're just gonna try and reduce it. Or he's gonna reduce it. He's gonna reduce it down to 7 straight up off Toy Soldier if he wants here. Okay, he's just building up stuff to try and be annoying. Okay. I have a lot of stuff that I need to filter out, so hopefully he swings decently big at me. So he's gonna swing, I could go 9, 10, 11, 12. Do I want to counter out of both of these? I don't really need to. I can though. Yeah, just play Gum Gum. Because I'm gonna hit 10 again, and I get to filter my hand, get this 9, and then I draw 2k, yeah. 2 and 1. Yeah, because I just get to overprotect this. Yeah, some pretty good options here. Dawn minus 2, KO that, get my Dawn back. I'd rather not have to do that. Play out Sanji, KO that. Look for maybe a 2k counter. It's fine, I still get another card in hand for filter next turn off Frankie. I could go Shanks, but I don't really need to. If anything, I just want to go out his life so he dies. Because now he knows he needs to kill me. I have 2 2Ks and a 1K. He has a really hard time killing me here, unless he plays Hody. His Hody could suck. Because he'd just go for board, and then have to play out a blocker. But he has to have a Hody and a blocker in hand. That's pretty possible. Especially without him taking so much, or with taking so much life. Because Hody's not a counter, so he can't really get him out of hand. Hody is the best card against this deck, except something like Blackbeard. But Blackbeard, yeah, so Borsalino gets completely countered by Top Knot. But outside of Top Knot being in this deck, we don't really have anything to counter him. But I can't remember how many I play in here, but I've only caught one. I think I play 4, or I play at least 2. I at least play 2. And we've filtered through a decent amount of this deck. I've only seen one, so I'll probably just play Frankie, try and find my Top Knot, and then try and kill this, and then just go for life. Hopefully. He's probably just gonna go 9. Whoa. Okay. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh wait, no. Oh wait, yeah, I could 13, 14, 15. No, that'd be 14, 15. Okay, yeah, no, I can't. I probably would have just countered out that if I had a chance to. 5 into my 2. Yeah. Okay. He just wants to make sure they can't swing super big. I could play Frankie here. I could also just straight up go for his life pretty easily here. If I find a Sanji, that would be the best thing to find here. Okay, Luffy's not terrible. Just because I could just play out a big board here. Just kind of defend for a turn and not be in the worst spot ever. I'm just trying to think if there's a way, because I want to pay 6. I played out Frankie this turn, yeah, so I can't really, well, I can return Dawn and still be fine. Set up to, so I could take back, because I need to be 2 Dawn or fewer than my opponent. He's at 10, so if I just play this, return 1, 2, 3, and then get my 1 back, 6, 7, 8, and then play out Sanji because he's 3, then I have 2 blockers, then I go 7 at lead, then he has to kind of block, or 2k and then a 1k, either way it's fine. Yeah, so he really has to block here, because he just doesn't really have a good option, and I just go 6. And then he should counter out, yeah. And then I'm still at a lot of life, and the next turn I could just pop Luffy. And I have 2 blockers out. I kind of just win at this point. He could go for board, that's fine. He could go for my anything, honestly. Hody would still suck, but I still have 3 life. That's the big thing. Is he didn't really go hard enough on my life when he could have with the Shanks. He went for my board. What normally makes sense, but I just had the right number of things to play out to be fine. The big thing is you don't want to do the Dawn incorrectly with Zoro, because I almost returned 2 instead of 3, and then I would have been at 9 Dawn, and that would have been bad because I want to be at 8 Dawn to play on my Sanji. So I could have, on accident, almost messed up there and lost the game. But yeah, I just win. I just straight up already won. He's trying to figure it out, and I don't think he can, because he doesn't really have anything here to save him. I think he's trying to figure it out literally right now. And this was with a bad hand. If I had ramp, I would have been way ahead, and he wouldn't have been able to play out of Shanks. He's just gonna stop my board, I guess. Okay. His Hody, I guess, could suck because he'd be able to race board and then go for my board. But I have 2 2Ks and then a 1K. I just let like 1 or 2 things die and then I'd be fine. He could wipe my whole board and I'd still win here because I have Luffy. If he had 1 life, I'd be more worried about it. But I'd still beat him with 1 life. It'd just be way more sketchy than him having 0. If he can counter out this next turn, it's because he has multiple 2Ks and then his 0 cost event. But, okay, he rested that. That's fine. Then he's just going to go for my board. Yeah, because I'm going to hit 10 next turn, so he literally can't stop me. He's playing green, black. He doesn't have a single card that could stop me from hitting 10 on. Oh, actually, I think there is a new green card that stops... He keeps one of my Dawn rested. One of your opponent's characters... Then your opponent discards one card from their hand. Oh, okay. Basil. Then he trashed my... Sanji? Yeah, he trashed my Sanji. I should defend this and then I win. Even if I didn't, I still would have won, yeah, because he just has nothing. Yeah, and then we'll play a second one. Just so you guys can see the complete fill of the deck. I don't really care what I play against. I'm curious. I've never played against the Sanji Rush. I genuinely don't have a clue how this one would go. Okay, so this is a pretty good hand. It's a little bricky, but we can make it work. So I search. I want to find something like... even Sanji here isn't bad. Sanji and Sanji isn't bad. We can hit Sanji here, not be against it, and then pass. So we're just going to pop Zoro next turn. So Madonna head. That's the big thing here. Okay, this character gains with the Maria. I'm just trying to think if I could take. I can take. Yeah. See that's when this turns bad for them. That's that Mr. Point 2 trigger. That's what I'm talking about. That's like the I probably lost. And then I return 2. And then I activate because my leader ability, and then Zoro. And I have 4 left. I could play. Honestly, I could swing with this. Be not against it. Go 5. Because he's playing red, so he won't have tons of cards in hand, realistically. And then I'm a whole turn ahead of him, because he's at 3, I'm at 6. So I'm going to be 8, 10. So I'm just going to start dropping such big bodies that can just swing so hard. He won't really have anything to stop me. The big thing, though, is I do have really bad cards. Like, I have a really bricky hand. I have 5 bricks and 1 2K counter. And then he gets to swing 7, 6, 5. Okay. Because he swings with this, swings 6, and then he's going to swing 7. 2, because I have to, or I'm going to take 3 here, and I don't want to. Return of cost 4. Hey, it puts me back 2 Dawn. I don't want to do that. That would suck for me right here. Okay, I could go. So I have 8. God, my hand's so bricky. I could kill his Luffy pretty easily here. So I just put this here. Place on G. KO. Pay this. Play out. Dawn -2. Do that. Bring the Dawn. Swing 6. And then swing 6 again and get 2 cards out of hand, realistically. It's just my hand is so bricky. Yeah, he can go really big here and just swing big, and just try and kill me here, and he probably can. My hand was so bricky. But if he doesn't go super aggressive, well, he's playing Sanji. He's not gonna go aggressive. It just doesn't make sense. He just takes my life here. Yeah. There's not even a point of playing that trigger, because I should have top knotted his Zoro and then just kept his little guy up, Because now I just lose. Because I have no counter. There's just 0 counter there. Let's see if he plays another one. People in the sim normally don't. We'll see. Yeah, no, people don't. But yeah, you'll have games like that. Literally that you just break out and can't anything against it. Because that's just kind of how it goes. Can I play a third one? I could. I have to reload up the sim though, because when people dodge. That's the one annoying thing. That's genuinely one of the only annoying things about the sim. Alright. Let's try Shanks. I'm curious about the Shanks matchup. I don't think it's that bad. Obviously, when he hits 10 Dawn, it's kind of painful, but... So I just Black Maria and then Zoro at the end of the day. Then I just win off ramp, hopefully. Hopefully. I can't believe that. Dude, Sanji is strong. I always forget how strong Sanji is, though, to be fair. Like, he's just strong. I can counter out here, but I don't think I need to. I could top knot that pretty easily. And still play out my Black Maria, actually. Oh, but my Black Maria wouldn't have its effect. We're just gonna go for hard Dawn ramp here. There, reduce it. Yeah, I'll be like multiple Dawn ahead of him now. Yeah, now I'm at 5. I was at 4. It's not a super big lead, but for having a Black Maria on board and then getting the Dawn, it's fine. He's supposed to be 1 Dawn ahead of me right now. Yeah, and then I just kill his Luffy. Yeah, he just has such big swings though. 2. Take to hopefully find something and then 2K again. There I go. Should I use leader ability? Pay the 5, KO the Luffy, and then go 6. That puts me up to 8, so next turn I'll be at 10. He'll be hitting 7. It's really the early turns that suck. The late game, you can end game pretty fast. Especially if you actually, like, if he doesn't KO any of your stuff, you just kind of run at him. They can't do much. Wow, he really throws out that many cards for that. I can't believe that. He must really not have a hand this game. To be fair, I don't either, but... Dang, that's a lot. It's a lot, because you're just going to draw one off Sanji dying, so it's not terrible. He obviously has a Ben Beckman in hand. Because you just trashed one. That's your best play here. Beckman, yeah. Kind of was figuring. It's fine. He could have wiped my whole board and I wouldn't have minded. 5. I don't know where all my filter is though. So there's a lot of filter in this deck. Play Luffy, Dawn -10. The best combo in this whole deck, by the way, guys. Return, Dawn, Dawn, activate to get another Dawn. 6 lead. Obviously, he's gonna take. I pass. Now it's my turn again. I'm behind him on Dawn, so I only have to pay 3 for this. So I play out that for 3. Activate Luffy, so I'm down ahead again. Go 7, 12. Technically, you could just play another Ben Beckman and that would suck. Yeah, so he takes, and then he takes because he doesn't really actually have much to do here to stop that. He could have his... no, because he's not at 10 yet. He's at 9 Dawn. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what he's supposed to do here to get through. Blockers are his big thing, because he just has to slow down game really hard. But I still have Top Knot and Gum Gum Lightning, so I can kind of... Oh, and Uso. But if he goes aggressive, then I have to defend my life still. I'm just trying to think. His Luffy... Azora Luffy to rush at me, I guess, could work. Rayleigh, yeah, that's fair. Because that puts my stuff down, yeah. Yeah. That's fair. Okay. Get that, so now I'm at 9. I could just... I could go 10 lead, see what he does. If he doesn't take, then I'll just drop all this on leader. Here and just nuke him out. Now, does he have enough counter in hand to just stop me? Probably. But if he doesn't, then I just straight up win here. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, it's like a 50-50. It's like a 50-50. And my other option, by the way, guys, if I do lose this, it was going to be Frankie, Don -2, trash this from hand, draw 2, and then play out Sabo, draw 2, trash 2, and then I would have been... Had 2 blockers out. Would have survived. Would have definitely survived. And had some counter in hand. It was just, I would rather have a faster game. He's trying to figure out his numbers. And if he's sitting here for... If I'm still waiting at 12. Yeah. I'm guessing he has the counter in hand, it seems like. It seems like, I'm not sure. Another 2K, that's what you need. There you go. Yeah, he had it. And I just passed, and then I don't have a way to get out of it, but we'll see. But yeah, I could have just played my 2 blockers, survived another turn, and swung Luffy again. But I was more curious if he had it, because I thought I was just able to rush it down. Take 2K counter, that's cool, I guess. Just goes 7, 8, what? 11, okay. Normally you wear down your opponent then swing big, but okay. 6, 7, 8, 9, okay, so he literally just didn't have anything in hand. I wonder if he doesn't play Shanks cards. I'm kind of confused. Okay, I have the search for the ramp. I guess we're just gonna play another one, I don't really know. Actually, we'll just do this. I'm gonna start recording again. That was part 1, and this will be part 2. I'll release it the day after.